Hello. In this session, we're going to talk about list comprehension. This optimized method of list creation which simplifies code in cases when we are dealing with iterations and the results are stored in a list. Example of classic list creation. We are creating a variable x24 with a range 5. So we are creating an array with the values 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's first minimize this. Go to Spider. So from NumPy, import star. We're going to need this for a range. x24 equal a range of 5.0. We're going to Variable Explorer and we'll see x24 has values 0, 1, 2 up until 4. Now we are creating an empty list x25 for I in a range of a len of x24, which means for I in the values 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we have columns, x25.append, so we want to append a value at the end of the list, square of x24 of I, which means we are squaring every value from x24. So if x24 is like this, x24 squared for every value is 0, 1, 4, 9, and 16. And at the end, we are printing the result. Okay, we see here we have a list with the values 0, 1, 4, 9, and 16. Result is the same as here. The same result is obtained when list comprehension is used. Now we have another variable x26. Now we want to create a list. First we are dealing with two things. The first thing is here on the right side, where is I going, from which range is going, for I in a range len of x24. So the possible values of I should be obtained from here. And here on the left side, what is the action that should be done? We have square of x24 of I. We have minimized the code. We can see, for example, here it's this code, and here we are doing this on one line. Let's copy and paste this and put x26 instead of x25. The result is the same for x25 and x26. List comprehension can be expanded so that it can include a logical test. For example, here is how the list comprehension is done using if logical test and how to do it in classical way. For example, here we have x27 equal a range of 6. So we have values of x27 are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And x28 is an empty list. For I in a range of a len of x27, which means length of 27 is 6, possible values of I in this case would be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. At the end we have column. Now we have if I modulo 2 is equal to 0, if the number I is even, which means that for the values 0, 2, 4, now we are appending x28.append x27 of I, which means for every value x27, on the power of 3. Go away from if statement, go away from for loop, and print the result. We just copy and paste because we want the dashes to look the same. And here we have x28, and here x28. F5. So we have x28, 0, 8, and 64, because here the possible values of I are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but we are taking only even numbers. 0 on power 0 is 0, 2 on power of 3 is 8, and 4 on power 3 is 16 times 4 is 64. Now we can do this using a list comprehension. We have defining a variable x29. On the left part we have possible values for the iteration for I in a range of len x27. Now we have here if I modulo 2 is equal to 0, so execute this part only if I modulo 2 is equal to 0, which means only for the even numbers. And here is the action. x27 of I on the power of 3. Okay, and now we are printing the result. Here just put x29. It is only one line of code, whereas here there are 4 lines of code, and the result is the same. x28 and x29 are the same. Now the result is as it is shown in the console. Now we have a little bit more complex example. List comprehension can also be used in nested for loops. For example, here we have the classical example. x30 is equal to a range of 5. x31 is equal to a range of 3. So the possible values of x30 will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Possible values of x31 will be 0, 1, 2. x32 is equal to an empty list. For I in a range of a len x30, which are 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and for j in a range of a len x31, which means values of j will be 0, 1, 2, and we have x32 dot append at the end of the list x30 of I plus x31 of j. Go away from the first for loop and go away from the other for loop and print the result. So here we have x32 and here we have x32. Print the result. The result will be 0, 1, 2 when I is 0, because here we have 0 plus 0, 0 plus 1, and 0 plus 2. When I is 1, we have this result. So 1 plus 0, 1 plus 1, and 1 plus 2. When I is 2, the result is here. So we have 2 plus 0, 2 plus 1, 2 plus 2, which is 2, 3, and 4. And this is for the I when I is 4. We can do the same thing for the list comprehension. Let's do it. x33 is equal. So first we are creating a list. Then we have for I in a range len of x30 and for j in a range len of x31. And here we have the action. The action that should be done is x30 of I plus x31 of j. And here we are printing the result. So x32 and x33 are the same. That's it for this session. I hope you enjoyed. See you on the next sessions.